Hello students, myself Ashwini Kulkarni, Department of Mathematics, JSS RSHPU College, Dharwad. I welcome you all for the academic year 2020-21. I am going to take coordinate geometry. Coordinate geometry is nothing but it is the combination of algebra and geometry. Under this coordinate geometry, the topics covered to be are straight lines, conic section, introduction to three-dimensional geometry. Before we start with the chapter straight lines, let's recall the basic concepts related to coordinate geometry where we studied in your high school levels. Okay, so let's have the introduction. Consider two lines x o x dash and y o y dash be two lines perpendicular to each other at the point O. The point O is called origin. The horizontal line x o x dash is called x-axis and the vertical line y o y dash is called y-axis. The origin O together with x-axis and y-axis is called coordinate system, which is given by the great French mathematician René Descartes. And therefore coordinate system named after him as Cartesian coordinate system. When the concepts of coordinate system are used in geometry, it is called coordinate geometry, which is our heading. As we know, x-axis possesses positive values on right side of the origin, negative values on left side of the origin. Similarly, y-axis possesses positive values on above the origin and negative values below the origin. These values of x and y axis help us to find the location of any point on the plane. Location is nothing but address. Okay. For example, if we want to find the location of any point on the plane, here is the point. Somewhere, that is, let's locate one point somewhere in the plane. So let's take one point. Okay. If we want to find the location of this point, and for finding the location we require references. So if we want to know the address of my home, I will give the references such as the street number, lane number, city, pin code, etc. ಇವಿಷ್ಟು ನಿಮಗೆ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ನೀವು ನಮ್ದು ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಬಂದು ತಲುಪ್ತೀರಿ. ಅದೇ ಟೈಪು if you want to find the location of this point, we require references. Therefore, we will take reference axis as x-axis and y-axis. These are reference axis. So we can say that this point covering 2 units, this point covering 2 units on positive x-axis and 3 units on positive y-axis, therefore its location will be given accordingly, that is 2 for x-axis and 3 for y-axis. This kind of location of a point are called coordinates. And the value of x-axis is called x-coordinate and the value of y-axis is called y-coordinate. X-coordinate is also known as abscissa. Y-coordinate is also known as ordinate. Similarly, if you want to find the location of -2, -3. Okay, -2, -3. What is the location of this point on the plane? So location of this point on the plane is, let us consider the value of x-axis first. Value of x-axis is -2. Value of y-axis is -3. So intersection of these 2 points is -2, -3. So this is also one of the coordinate. This is how coordinate works. So reference axis, they are known as coordinate axis. So these coordinate axes divide the plane into 4 equal parts. 4 equal parts. The portion x, o, y, that equal parts are known as quadrants. The portion x, o, y is called first quadrant. The portion y, o, x dash is called second quadrant. The portion x dash, o, y dash is called third quadrant. The portion x, o, y dash is called fourth quadrant. So these are first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrants. What are the signs associated with the first quadrant? What are the signs associated with second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrant? So the sign associated with the first quadrant is given by plus plus, because values of x-axis will be plus and values of y-axis will be plus. Positive x-axis, positive y-axis. What about sign associated with second quadrant? So first we'll take x-axis values which are negative, and next we'll take y-axis values which are positive. Similarly, sign associated with third quadrant, we'll take first, that is as a values of x-axis, they are negative and values of y-axis are also negative. So next sign associated with fourth quadrant, that is we'll consider the values of x-axis first, which is positive, and values of y-axis negative. So sign associated with first quadrant plus plus, second quadrant minus plus, third quadrant minus minus, fourth quadrant plus minus. So what are the coordinates of origin? So coordinates of origins are written as 0, 0. Then what are the coordinates of any point on x-axis? Coordinates of any point on x-axis coordinates. Heng baritiri, x equal to 1, other coordinate eno, that is x value present the y 0. X equal to 2, either coordinate heng baritiri, x value present the 2, y value 0. Coordinates of x equal to 3, what are the coordinates of x equal to 3? X value present the y 0. So on. What are the coordinates of x equal to -1? That is -1, 0. X-axis present, y value of y-axis will be 0, which is absent. Similarly, -2, that is -2, 0, so on. In general, the coordinates of any point on x-axis is of the form x, 0. Similarly, what are the coordinates of any point on y-axis? What are the coordinates of any point on y-axis? Okay, so coordinates of any point on y-axis, they are of the form. Suppose y is equal to 4, then what is the coordinate of this point? Y-axis present the x-axis 0. Y-axis present x-axis 0. Similarly, y is equal to -1. Idhan heng bartiri coordinates y present the x 0. Okay, what are the coordinates of this value? Y equal to -2, that is 0, -2, so on. Therefore, the coordinates of any point on y-axis is of the form 0, y. Okay, so there are 3 important concepts where we learnt in high schools. That is, first one is distance formula, second one is section formula, third one is area of triangle. Let's recall these 3 important concepts in the next class. Thank you.